Have you ever faced a frustrating issue while coding, only to be met with an unexpected error? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into a common problem with deserializing epoch time to local date using Jackson. I totally understand how annoying it can be when your code throws an exception out of nowhere. You're not alone in this. Many developers encounter similar issues when working with date formats and JSON. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user, Jackson, has a JSON object with an epoch timestamp for a birthday, and they want to deserialize it into a local date. However, they're running into a JSON mapping exception. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's happening here? The issue arises because Jackson expects a string or an array for the local date, but it receives a long integer instead. This mismatch leads to the exception you're seeing. And don't go anywhere. I've got a great workaround at the end that will help you handle epoch timestamps like a pro. To begin resolving the user's issue, we need to create a custom deserializer for the local date type. This will allow Jackson to properly interpret the epoch value from the JSON. Next, the user should ensure that the custom deserializer is correctly referenced in the FB profile class. This is crucial for the deserialization process to work as intended. Now the user can proceed to deserialize the JSON file using the object mapper. This should work without throwing exceptions, provided the custom deserializer is set up correctly. Finally, the user should test the deserialization process with the provided JSON. If everything is set up correctly, the local date should be populated without any errors. Fun fact. Did you know that LocalDate was introduced in Java 8 as part of the new Date and Time API? It was designed to overcome the limitations of the old date class. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. One user has created a custom deserializer to convert epoch time to local date time. They extend the std_deserializer class and override the deserialize method to read the epoch value and convert it to local date time using the system's default time zone. They also mention the importance of considering time zones in the conversion process. However, they are still curious if there is a way to achieve this without writing a custom deserializer. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. An alternative solution provided by another user is to change the birthday field in your Pojo to java.time.instant. This allows Jackson to deserialize the epoch time directly from various formats, including epoch. If you need to convert the instant to local date for your business logic, you can easily do so using the @zone method with the system's default time zone. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution provided by another user involves modifying the local date deserializer to accept epoch milliseconds. They suggest creating a custom date-time formatter that combines epoch seconds and milliseconds, ensuring it uses UTC to avoid time zone issues. Next, they recommend registering this custom deserializer with the object mapper and removing the JSON deserialize annotation from the birthday field in the FB profile class. This allows the local date to be read correctly from the modified JSON. Finally, they highlight that the JSON must change the birthday value to a string format, enclosing it in quotes. This adjustment allows the local date to be deserialized correctly. Here's the pro tip I promised. Always ensure your data types match when deserializing. This simple practice can save you a lot of headaches down the road. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to deserialize epoch timestamps to local date without any issues. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more coding tips, and don't miss our next video on advanced Jackson features.